What's up, YouTube? It's QahirTheConqueror here. Welcome back to my channel for yet again another video. Before I get started, I would like to say if this video helps you in any way, if you resonate with this content in any way, please drop a like, comment, and/or subscribe. Thank you. It would mean a lot and I would greatly appreciate it. Now in this video, this hits very close to home personally, but also I believe that if you really marinate on these words and it's very simple, but I'll try to get a little deep. But don't let it go over your head, because many people are missing out on this motto towards life. And all throughout life, especially young, and I'm young now, but like from a child, I would hear it from many kinds of people, elders and people that are maybe middle-aged to people that are, young adults and etc. Many people are searching and asking and begging and wishing for a second chance at anything. A lot of people are woulda, coulda, shoulda, wish I hadda, or if I hadda, blah, 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 and I completely understand. I want to iterate that we are human beings, and it's ordained by who I believe is our creator. It's written in the Bible and the Quran that number one, our make, the human being body, flesh, blood, is perfect yet imperfect, flawed. We're hasty beings. We are going to be tempted and mess up, etc. So it's already accounted for from the beginning of our inception, our birth, our creation from the beginning. So you'll make mistakes. You'll hurt people. You'll do a lot of stuff along the way of trying to find yourself, if you ever do. But it pained me when I realized in my own journey that my second chance was here. And I had my second chance already, and I was blowing it. Now let me explain that. See, now this isn't rocket science. This is very, very deep, but very, very simple at the same time. Your second chance that you're waiting for is right now. You don't really get a second chance. You are the second chance. What do I mean by that? There is no reset button. There is no stop and rewind and go back. Like, I think it's the movie Hitch. There is no like Rick and Morty button where Rick creates this magical thing where Morty can keep stopping and rewinding and trying it over. Back to the Future doesn't exist. It's just a movie. It's fiction. Time travel doesn't exist. You can't teleport. And if I'm incorrect, go find somebody and put them on CNN, NBC, whatever. Because that's not the case. That's our imagination, but you cannot go back in time, you can't rewind, and you can't jump into the future. You must live in the present and prepare for the future, learn from the past. Your second chance that you're waiting for is here. You wake up each and every day. That is your second chance. Why is that your second chance? It's because you woke up, and if everything is functioning properly, and you have at least something going for yourself. You got running water, you got lights, you got electricity, you got arms, legs, ears, nose, a vehicle, or you got legs that can get you to where you gotta go and hands that can write, type, whatever you need to do. That is your second chance, because you can use the next day, the next week, month, year to do differently. As I mentioned, I would hear a lot of people in my life that I knew personally and that I didn't know personally speak about, in a hurt manner, a disappointed in themselves kind of mannerism, about their flaws and their woes of life, when it's like, yeah, you might have made mistakes. You might still be making mistakes. You might be living wrong and know better and want to do better, but you're stuck in your circumstances. But there is no magical poof, second chance, here you go. That doesn't work like that. You have to take full responsibility for what you did or didn't do and start doing differently now, because you don't know how much time is left there for you. If you're 15, if you're 35, if you're 60, if you're 80, whatever time you have remaining, use that time to your full advantage to start doing what you want to be doing. If you don't have the best relationship with your children, if you have harmed in any way your children or the people that love you, your family, or if you haven't treated your romantic partner or your previous partners correctly, if you didn't apply yourself in school, if you didn't put the most effort in sports, if you're just going through the motions at work or whatever it is, life, you're not where you want to be because of maybe what you did do, decisions made by you, or what you didn't do, indecision made by you. Do what you can and start. If it's gradual, take your time. I'm not saying jump to being perfect, because perfect isn't real, as I just mentioned. But use the time that you have left and remaining to just start doing whatever it is you need to be doing. Reassessing what you're doing wrong and going back and fixing those relationships, mending those relationships that you may have severed, or applying yourself more to whatever it is you need to be doing, or whatever it is that applies to you. These are just general examples. The legendary Jim Rohn said, and this stuck with me so much when I heard this, is that, number one, like I mentioned, we're human beings, so we have free will. You have the power and the authority completely once you're in control. Because like I said in a few other videos, when you're young and you're a baby and things like that, then you're kind of molded and you're controlled by, people that are authority and authoritative figures over you, because you can't run the household when you're 10, or you can't control your school or something. Like, you can't do that. You have to follow rules. But once you get outside of that threshold, the ball is in your court. You have the free will to do wrong, right, or everything in between. But animals, Jim Rohn says that in the winter, birds have to fly south every single year, every single time, every single one of them. And guess what? If you don't, you're not going to make it. And it's in their nature, it's instinctual. They have to do this because they're programmed that way. They can't change and start living like a lion, or they can't start doing taxes, or they can't start going back to school, or they can't start picking up hobbies and learning new languages. They cannot do that. You can. So that is what I mean when I say that your second chance is here. That's what I mean when I say that your second chance is here already. And if you're not taking full advantage, you're at fault, because there is no reset button. Like I said, you might only have this amount of time left. Use that time to live it to the fullest and do better, do differently. And when I applied this way of thinking to my life, because I won't pretend like I was fully satisfied with everything that I have done in my previous time before being at this point. And then internally, I just started to realize that, number one, I'm in control. And then number two, I don't like what I've applied to life. I don't like what I've done in certain situations. I don't like the mistakes that I've made. I don't like the way I was thinking, living, feeling, etc. And I was waiting and praying and hoping and wishing for a second chance. And like I said, when I started to do some research and I came upon certain things and I heard that quote, and I realized that it's just that simple when you think about it that way. If you wake up each and every day, that's another day to put the work in to be better. And then if you continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results, just like Einstein said, that's the definition of insanity. So if you want different results, that means you got to do something different. So you got to take another approach. So to summarize this video, if you're waiting for a second chance, if you're one of those people who wishes or who wants a chance to be able to show themselves what they're made of, or be able to prove yourself, or whatever it is, to be able to fix or do better, do differently, use the next day if you're fortunate to have one, because like I said, we're on borrowed time. So why not make the most of it? So the point of this video is that that's your second chance, the fact that you have another day. another 24 hours to do whatever it is you need to do. And it doesn't mean it's going to be easy and just an overnight process by the snap of a finger, but you have the time to put the work in. I hope this video helped. Stay tuned. Thank you. See you for the next one.